Hello, hello, hello. I'm taking over for the beautiful and divine Jessica Brown just for today. She will be back in her normal time next Thursday with lots of divine, yummy messages to send and share with you all. If you need to contact her or anything, her details are all over the page. So you get to speak with me. So different Jess. But still lovely card readings. How are you, Julia? How's your week been? There's been some really intense energies around. There's the moon, Mercury retrograde, and I actually think the entire planet is going through some kind of an upgrade because there's just, in my mind, more stuff going on. Oh, the beautiful Kerry, how are you? So, Julia, would you like a reading? You're on straight off. I am doing amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh, Kerry, we'll do you second, Blossom. So, Julia, not too bad. Did you want to, actually, I'll start with Kerry, and Julia, if you wanted a reading, let me know. Oh, here they go. So we have got, so I'll start with Julia. I'll start with Kerry and then I'll do Julia. And I just had a great big bunch of people all come through. So sometimes my feed is delayed. And, you know, don't hesitate to keep asking questions and asking for readings so that it gets boosted back up. Otherwise, sometimes it gets stuck for a few minutes. Beautiful Kerry. The mother. Beautiful. Okay. The one, I'm having deja vu. Carrie, did I draw the card the mother for you last time, or was that somebody else? Okay. Oh, beautiful. So, Kerry, you have the mother, which is also represents the divine feminine. It represents how we look at ourselves as a nurturing mother, and also nurturing ourselves. So it links in not only archetypally with the mother, but also the divine feminine. The reason I'm thinking it's more like really accepting that divine feminine is it's also got the one beside it, which is when we're searching for that connection with spirit, when we're searching for that connection and that cosmic moment with something special. And you have an initiation card of Alethea. So Alethea is really going in and looking at the truth and the wisdom of the situation. So I would be looking at how you perceive yourself as a woman and connect with the divine feminine. What truths and wisdom comes up? Are you like fully accepting and you're like, yeah, that's me, I'm powerful, I'm in my divine feminine, I'm ready to rule? Or there's some discomforts that come up? Is there any issues in your mother's line? Any patterns in your mother's lineage, your matriarchal lineage, that might need to be brought up and healed? Directly relating with motherhood and your relationship with yourself as a mother, even if you have children or not, these are still archetypal forces. For that one to be in the middle card, it really feels really potent for me. So I actually think it's that yearning and connection to deep spiritual oneness with everything. So you're going to be going for quite an interesting journey of your truth, your spiritual wisdoms, and that initiation. Now, of all the initiation cards, there's only 8 in the deck, and Alethea is quite a gentle one, but it is the pursuit of truth. So sometimes if you told yourself a little white lie, that can actually become, you know, uncomfortable for you now. And you'll be like, you can't lie to yourself. If other people are lying around you, it's not going to become comfortable at all. So I really, I think it's going to be a really interesting time for you. And I hope that resonated, Blossom. It's going to be a connection and journey of the divine feminine for you. So I just have to scroll back for Julie. There she is. There. So did that resonate, Carrie, my love? And okay, so I'll just do Julie, and I'm just going to put some Palo Santo oil on, so it won't be 1 second, and then we will pop straight on to Julie. Beautiful. So, how is everybody doing? Beautiful, Julia. Wow, this is really lovely, Julia. So you have the archetypal card of the vision. So this card is very much paying attention to your dreams, lucid dreaming, and also things that you want to manifest and like literally hold the vision for. Your card that comes with it is the nectar, which is all about like just the things that make you feel soul joy, like deeply nourish your soul, deeply make your cup feel really full. And then you have the thread. So the thread is to look for the common thread through things. So if you are really wanting to manifest things, get into that vibration of joy as you're trying to manifest, and you've noticed all the signs. If you're having dreams and they're like feeling like they're connected, look for signs. For that soul nectar, for that nectar card to be in there, it's also very much about being on that self-love journey and really having that joy of working with your intuition and trusting yourself. It can actually be really fun to look for these common threads and these signs and the synchronicities. But this card's two-sided. If you're not trusting your visions, your dreams, your intuition, if you're not manifesting, if you're not deeply looking after yourself and nourishing yourself, then you look for the common thread as to why you're not doing these things. Is it fear, doubt, fear of being known, fear of being seen? In a critic? Is there something your mum used to say to you, something used to happen to you as a child, a religious thing, a teacher thing? So the thread card can be that fun, looking for the signs in amongst things, but it can also be if you've got blocks that are preventing you from trusting your vision, what are the threads that are tying that together? What is the common block, the repetitive sabotaging pattern? Because it's a time to really look for that and work upon it, if that makes sense. Okay. So, hello, darling. So brilliant to see you on here. Is that to me or one of the other ladies? That's beautiful. Josephine, I'm going to ask for just what comes through, general guidance in all aspects. We'll see what comes forth. Hello, Jason. How are you? We have such a lovely loving group of people that watch regularly. Like I love the tribe here. Not only are the hosts all get along and they're all beautiful, but we have just such lovely people that hop on and interact with us. It's like we build a little family. Julius wrote, oh wow, that's what I'm starting to do, being mum has put me on hold. Yes, the cord would go both ways, I feel. There's some archetypes that are very, very dualistic. The village is another one, and there's like they have two clear flip sides to both of them. So have fun and look for those common threads. You're like, oh my love, synchronicities are crazy, it's so exciting. But then when you're in doing that deeper work, the thread cut is just as profound so that you notice your patterns. So that's perfect. Thank you, that was very affirming. You're most welcome, gorgeous. Okay. Josephine. Ooh, flame. What else have we got coming through for you, gorgeous? The cave, your internal work. Okay, so yours feels like a project. So I've got the flame card, which usually tells me that it's something highly creative and something that you want to create. And to me, it's like that flame of creation. And you can also use flame to really ignite passion and purpose as you're trying to create something. It's quite often can be artistic, but it doesn't have to be. It can be also a business. And you know what? I'm going to change my wording on that, because starting and owning a business is creative as hell. You get creative being an entrepreneur. You have the cave. So there's something you're wanting to create, a project that you've got. And the cave is that deep internal work. So it's coming from in your soul. It's coming from who you are. So when you're creating something or it's a project, it's not somebody else's project, it's yours. It's deeply meaningful and it's coming from inside of you out to the world. The third one is the mother. So this on an archetypal level is, as I said before, it's the divine feminine. So it could be something that's helping you connect with your mother archetype inside of you and the divine feminine. It could be something that's going to help women or help the divine feminine. The mother really is an archetype that is pregnant with something as well sometimes, and I'm really getting that pregnant feeling. So it's like a project or something that you want to create, a deep desire for something, writing a book, creating artwork, a new business, something that's a project. And actually I'm really getting that flame, like when I'm working, I have a little tea light, and on one side it has the seer for when I'm doing this type of work, and on the other side it's got priestess for when I'm doing coaching, so that I'm in my priestess. And I utilize the flame. I work with it deeply, and I use it for manifestation and all forms of creativity and embodiment. When I went to Mexico years ago, I did fire priestess training, and you know, I loved it at the time, and it was amazing, and you know, it was transformative and past life stuff and all that. And it wasn't until years later that I understood my full connection with fire and how I can utilize it for creativity and passion and manifestation and ceremony. So really work with it with whatever project that you're going to want to birth, that beautiful mother energy. Now, did that make sense, Josephine? Now, let's see what the beautiful Melinda has been up to. So, I love leaps of faith. I'm an Aries, and sometimes we just leap without looking. And I kind of like that aspect, because I don't have to fear and worry and all that. I just go for it, and then afterwards I have a mini freak out about some of the stuff I do. But I just love leaps of faith. They're just epic. They're my jam. Love them. Okay, what have we got for the beautiful Melinda? Oh wow, initiation card of Divine timing. The mentor. Okay, so you've got Kairos, the initiation card of divine timing. So with the energy of this card, it's trusting in absolute faith that the timing's right and that things happen in the right time. The more you try and control time, the worse it's going to be. I had this card come up for myself during December, and I think it's still in my field actually. And when on initiation level, it's quite epic because the more you try and control time, the more it just blocks. My greatest, when working with this energy, my greatest advice to you is wake up every morning and say to Spirit, what should I do today? See what Spirit says and your intuitions, like I need to do this, this, and this, and then just go and do it. If you try and plan things out too much, it may block the flow. And it's not always going to be like that, but when it, like at the moment, it actually could really block it. So you're going to just have to see how that is. I would make a list. And if your list actually fails and everything goes wrong, then you are definitely going to have to step into Kairos and just absolutely surrender to the flow. And I'm an Aries, so I understand how hard that is for me saying that, but it's actually when you start to work holographically with your purpose and what you're supposed to be doing. You have the mentor card that comes up, and I got the word coach. So I don't know if you're wanting to be a coach or you need one. Like that's not a bad word. I do coaching and I also have a coach. You know, that's the spirit of mentoring, and we learn. So it doesn't have to be a coach. That's just what popped into my head. It could be a teacher of something if you're wanting to step up into being the teacher of something or anything, or you might need some kind of further education on something. Like if you're going along with whatever your leap of faith is, kind of feels like a business. If you started a brand new business, like online, is it? Oh, I love Capricorns, Jason. But they are stubborn. I live with one. So I almost feel like the mentor's twofold. You'll find a mentor and you'll also be a mentor. It kind of feels like both. So Anthony Mark, which is using biblical names again, is a troll, and I can't get rid of them. I'll try. Teaching, yes. Online business, that makes sense. I'm going to try and get rid of Anthony. Hold the phone, people. Block user. Okay, so Melinda, yes, an online business, and yes, teaching. So with that mentor card, if you're going along and you're like, I don't understand how to create like a funnel, or I don't understand how to do this or that, you might also need to get like some kind of education from some kind of course or somebody or other. I just really feel like it's twofold. Or you might find somebody who's going to like take you under their wing and they're like, Melinda, this is how we're going to do it. The thread is pay real close attention to the synchronicities and your intuition. Look for the signs. So just like I said to the previous lady, this card is twofold. look for those synchronicities and like, wow, and that means you're holographically aligned and everything's going amazing and you're on the path. Also, if anything gets blocked, instead of going into woe is me, this is not working, pull back and go, well, what is the common problem? Is it my doubt? Do I need to get a mentor? Do I need this? Do I need that? So really go into that aspect as well. But I get really, really good vibes. Stand in your sovereign, really stand in your self-worth and call the people to you that you need to work with and that you deeply resonate with, and your ideal clients and your ideal audience. They're just waiting for you to call them in. Really excited. Yeah, I've complained to StreamYard multiple times, Jason, and it just won't let me ditch them. So I don't know what it is about my settings, but I can't ban them. So I'm so sorry. Anthony Mark will need to be banned by someone on the group. If you could try, that would be amazing. But I think some of them must have some kind of deal with the devil, because they're hard to ban at times. Okay. All right, the beautiful Alison. Let's just see what comes through for Alison. Sorry about the troll. Remember, absolutely no one can contact this person. If they send you a personal message, you just go, you block them, and then they go, is something wrong? And what you do is you actually can report them to Facebook, and that gets their account banned. Okay. Alison. Oh, have they disappeared or are they still coming through? I've got two people. Absolute legend. Your advice seems so spot on. Love it. Love you. Appreciate you. Grateful. That's beautiful. I am really excited. For them to come up in your field, you know, the mentor especially, that's telling me that you're in your teacher, you're in your mentor, which is perfect. So be really excited about that. Go forth and conquer the world. I've tried, Kylie, it won't let me block them because I'm in StreamYard. Okay. So, Alison, you have some really strong feminine cards around standing in your truth and your sovereignty. So you start off with the cave, which is really potent. It's where we go internal, we go deep inside, and we understand who we are and our truths. We can take creative ideas, go inside and work upon them. But it always comes up when there's deep internal work to be done, but it's in a nourishing way. Like your cave is a safe, dark, holy space. It's not something, you know, creepy. It's amazing. Thank you so much, Rebecca Lee. The Queen came in. So that's really standing in your power. If you're giving your power away in any instance, then to a partner, to family members, to workplace, to friendships, if you're doing things for people because you're nice and you don't want to seem like a meanie, but you in your heart don't want to be doing it, that's that empath in shadow, or the martyr, which comes under that prostitute archetype. You're prostituting your soul and your power for other people and their needs, and not putting your needs first. So the Queen is that call to stand up and say, ain't nothing gonna fucking stop me. And you really work upon your power, no matter what situation, standing in your truth. Now you have the Siren. Now this comes through as a compulsive energy. So it's a real call to action to be in your sovereign and as a strong, empowered female, standing in your truth. Now, when I'm talking about your truth and speaking your truth, it's not like rah, 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 and you just say whatever you want to. That's not congruency. Speaking your truth is having your head, third eye, mind in a line with your heart, and then you speak that truth. So if your mind is saying, no, say your heart is saying, I need to exercise and get fit because I really, I know I need to do that. And your mind is saying, yeah, that's not going to fucking happen. And out your mouth, you're like, I'm going to exercise 3 times a week. But you know that you're not going to because you're not in alignment. That's actually lying to yourself, which is far worse than saying any lie to anybody ever, because you're not congruent. Your throat chakra, you're speaking your truth, is the bridge between your mind and your heart. That's the hard work. Everyone can go, blah, 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 I'm on my soapbox, speaking my truth. That's not how the fucking truth is spoken. It's being truthful to yourself. So this Siren comes in and it's a compulsive energy. So you will draw lessons to you, one after another, so that you stand up in your sovereign, in your power, every single lesson. So it's very potent reading. And, congratulations. I love it when people stand in their sovereign. I really do. I changed the name of my group, and I've called it Courageous Sovereign Women. I was very open to having men in it. Sorry, Jason. But I have a couple of guys that are in there, but I seem to attract more women that are needing empowerment at the moment. And I still work with men, but they tend to come to me through a female friend or some kind of female introduction. And, in the future, when I am settled in my business, I actually would love to do something like volunteer at a men's prison or something like that, so that I can actually understand on a vibrational level how to deal with just the divine masculine and to change my frequency so that I am attracting it. But at the moment, it's just going to be women that I'm helping with. But it is fascinating to me how there is not as many men who are honouring the urge to know more and get help and find answers in esoterical arenas. Why don't they come and get more readings, get more healings, do more self-help? There's a reason that they got a higher suicide rate. It's because they don't feel like they can be beautiful emotional expressions. And I want to help the divine masculine, and I will get there one day. But at the moment, I'm really helping the women. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got Sandy has popped in. So let me just smudge those cards. An email just popped up and it's saying something or other from Chris Hemsworth and Center. So it's always random when you're getting an email from Chris Hemsworth in the middle of a reading and it pops up when they don't normally pop up. So amusing. All right, Sandy, let's see what we've got. Jess, that this really resonates. Oh, I really wish that I've tried to do men's only events. Yes, it was online because of COVID, and I've tried my hardest, and there's something in my frequency that's either different or it's just not meant to be, and I'm not going to force it at this time. But I've had this dream where I actually volunteered in a prison, and I think they would wholeheartedly benefit from understanding archetypes. Oh, I really do. So I'm going to do that at some stage in some timeline, but we'll work on getting all the divine women courageous and sovereign. Okay. The beautiful Sandy. Oh no, Anthony just popped back after all this time. He was gone for ages. How did you get back in, Anthony? Don't you understand that this is so morally wrong? And if you're a human being, we're going to pray for your soul. And if you're a robot, I refuse to be taken over by AIs. So let's see what the beautiful Sandy gets. Ooh. Sandy, Sandy, Sandy. This is beautiful. Let's get another third nice card. Okay, this one's gorgeous, Sandy. You have the initiation card of Eros. Now, this card is all about love, not just your sexuality. It is a complete and utter initiation into love on all levels. So it's deeply feeling sensual and amazing about every experience. So if you have a drink of herbal tea, it feels amazing. Water's trickling down your throat. It's nourishing. You're like, it's not just a cup of tea. If you hear music, you feel that it moves you. If you dance, you embody it. If you cook food, it's not just a function. It's like a sensory taste bud experience. So this is an initiation into the love of all of that. It's deeply, deeply beautiful. I'm just going to have to open the door because I'm dying. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I literally have the aircon out there on, and I had the door shut because of noise, and it's just so hot in here. I'm just like, no, I'm gonna have to do it. So with that Eros energy, it's calling it in. It's loving your body, it's loving your mind, it's loving your soul, it's loving everything in a really sensual way. If you eat grapes, they're not just eating grapes, they burst in your mouth. I could go on for an hour about this card and how amazing it is, and I love it when it comes up in a reading. And you know what? I haven't been lucky enough to have it come up in my reading, but I have been going through so much initiation on so many different levels that I'm hoping I get it soon. Now, Sandy, you have the offering and the castle next. So the offering means for you to step into that Eros initiation and to love life more, you have to offer something. It's like a sacrifice. So the sacrifice is anything that makes you feel less than. Any little thoughts, this is like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that for myself. If you have any body issues, if you have any fears or doubts, you need to sacrifice those onto the altar of life to get the reward, which is this amazing, beautiful feeling. It also feels like it's building to something. And this really comes in with this castle energy. Castle is about building foundations. It can be a business, it can be building a house, it can be an internal structure so that you feel deeply grounded and supported in this new energy and journey of self-love and sensuality. So if you are, have a business or starting a business, if you're wanting to create something, this is to set up really solid foundations and look at the intentions of what you're wanting to create. What are the intentions based in the foundations? Is it, I want to make a lot of money, or is it, I want to be of service and really deeply change people's lives? Do you hear the vibrationary difference? One is materialistic, one is your purpose in this lifetime. So it's really beautiful. And just remember, there will be some sacrificing of old patterns. And you have to be willing to let go of those in order to have these two epic cards of the Castle and the Eros. So time to stop thinking small and time to start stepping into the big things. If you've got dreams and aspirations, what do you need to let go of in order to get there? So beautiful, beautiful reading, Sandy. Kind of wish it was mine. Oh, Carrie, sorry, when I get a spammer, everything just gets so clogged so much. So I'm glad it resonated with you, Blossom. Okay. I'm so glad, Sandy, you're most welcome. I hope it, like I'm actually kind of really curious to see what's happening for you. Now, you may have noticed across the bottom here, it's saying, join us for our free, nourishing 3-day workshop about self-love for the mind, the body, and the spirit. So what I'm doing is I'm actually teaming with 2 amazing ladies, and it's a 3-day event, but it's across each of our groups. So day 1 is in Ursula's group. Day 2, no, I said that the wrong way. Day 1 is in Nicole's group, day 2 is in Ursula's group, and day 3 is in mine. It's completely free, and it's all about self-love and self-nourishment techniques and tips. So I'll be talking about the sovereign archetype and doing a healing on day 1 for the mind, and day 2, which is the body, I'll be talking about the shapeshifter archetype, which is why do we constantly feel like we're less than and we give our power away and we feel judged, really going into having to adapt to other people's ideals. That is the shapeshifter. And yes, it can be good if you're going in for a job interview, but very soon the shapeshifter turns into a shadow archetype. And then the third one, on the 3rd day in my group, I'll be talking about the alchemist. Now, my business name is Inner Alchemist, and it's my favorite archetype of all time because I truly believe with alchemy, constantly changing and trying different things to get to that point of transmuting our problems and our programs and our issues and our sabotaging patterns so that we can go into that higher service and being like living a life of purpose. So I'd go into that sovereign archetype and I do a little healing and stuff as well. So I will, the links and all the information is in the description. And I really hope you guys attend because it's free, it's yummy, and I think it's just what everyone's needing at the moment. Good night, Julia. I'm glad that you liked your reading. Oh, Sharon, you're on. How are you? Beautiful. And Sonny, you're on too. The workshop sounds fantastic. So healing in a great way to prepare and start off the new year. Yes, Sharon. When we organised for the event, didn't even realise that everyone was going to be feeling quite, full on at this moment. It's one of those things with divine timing. Allison's wrote, thank you so much for, really relating and learning to stand up like you mentioned in speaking the truth. Oh, I love it. It's really important. And once you master it, your whole life changes. It took me 6 months of really practicing being congruent. This is years ago. And when I actually understood the alchemy of what was happening, and, you know, when I first started speaking my truth, I was like, rah, 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 you know, I'm speaking my truth. And no, it's actually very deep, personal, internal work, so that you, in every moment, are speaking your truth. You know, you're not lying to yourself and then expressing that lie out there, because manifestation is the verbalization of our intentions. And if you're lying, you're manifesting a lie. So it was hugely life-changing for me once I really got in and I practiced this. And it takes time. You're reprogramming your entire way that you express yourself. But it's a much higher vibration that you shift into once you understand this. So let's have a little look. Now, Sandy, I hope that all resonated for you, Blossom. Now, the beautiful Amber. Ooh. Wow, this is really interesting, Amber. So it's like this yearning to have that oneness and connection with all things, that experience and moment with the divine, like feeling the touch of an angel or hearing the voice of a loved one that's passed on, or staring at the sunlight on some leaves and you have like this mystical moment of connection with the universe. It's this beautiful feeling of oneness and wholeness. So this is a card that usually, this one's got like a real yearning energy to it. So like you really are wanting, you know, to be closer with other people, to be closer with spirit, and almost like it's to be closer to yourself as well, like truly understanding and embodying and accepting the self. The second card is the bridge. Now, the bridge is when you need to get from point A. It's reversed. Isn't that ridiculous? There we go. So to have the bridge archetype come through, it actually feels like it's two things for me. And this is one of those cards that are going to have flip sides and dualistic nature. On one side, the bridge is to be that conduit for other people. So say that connection of oneness and really being connected with spirit and your higher self and everything. You'll become that bridge and you teach other people how to do that. You become that bridge and people come to you and they're like, oh, Amber, what's going on with such and such? And you're like, you just out of your mouth comes all this divine information. I feel that you do that. I feel like you give advice to people, that you're a good listener, and that you're I just got deeply grounded, which doesn't really have anything to do with the reading, but it's popped into my head. So like a really grounded presence. And people come to you for that advice because you are the bridge between, you know, they need help to get from A to B, advice to get from A to B. The other flip side part of the bridge is that you are on a journey. You are going from A to B. You are going from, you need to be somewhere and you need to cross the bridge in order to get there. Considering you got that connection and that oneness and really wanting to be connected to yourself and to spirit, It's like, well, how am I going to get there? And that journey that you're on to do it. You have the cave, which has come up a lot tonight. So I'm going to say that this is a really primal thing in the collective at the moment for people, and that's going deep within. Going in and understanding why you're doing the things that you are, what is your purpose. If your whole questions are, I'm wanting oneness, I want connection with other people, connection with myself, connection with the land, connection with the cosmos. Well, what do I need to do in order to get there? And you go into that cave and you internalize it. It's not going to be an answer outside of yourself, it's going to be inside. I really feel like this whole reading is also you're going on this journey and you're going through all these things, but then you will impart that knowledge to other people. You will become that teacher and that guide for people. So there's a reasoning why you have the experiences, so that you can be that bridge and you can be that way shower. Does that resonate for you, Blossom? Now let's just smudge the cards a little bit. I'm running out of sage. I'll need to go get some more off the shelf. See how we're doing for time. I should be able to sneak through it. I'll put that one out. Okay. Kylie, you'd love a card. And you've also said what you're saying is like a light bulb switching on. And that is what archetypes are. That's why I teach and coach with them and help people understand how to read language, because it is a language. You can take an archetype of the mystic, right? And you can go to France and say to them, what is a mystic to you? And then you can go to someone in Brazil and they'll describe a mystic to you, and then you describe it. You're all speaking different languages, but you all say the same thing. A mystic is somebody who needs to pursue mystical knowledge, and they will often be compulsively drawn to that more than anything else. And then they'll sometimes bring forth grand teachings. Most of the saints were mystics. Jesus was a mystic. You know what I mean? So they'll describe it in the same way. And that's why when I'm working with people with the coaching and I'm teaching the archetypes to people, they understand how they're sabotaging themselves and how to stop. Well, I teach them that. But, you know, like it's an actual language. I have so much fun doing these readings with people who don't really know about archetypes, because it's just such a great introduction. And if you want to know more or are drawn to further teachings, I have my group with it. It's in the description. It's the third one. And come and join the group. Oh, wow. Kylie, you got the shaman. It's going to be an interesting journey for you. What is going to come up with it? Oh, that's a lighter card. That's good. We want a third one that's not too full on while that shaman's at play. What are we going to get? Oh, the one as well. So we have a lot of people really moving into alignment and connection with that oneness. So the shaman is a very potent card. The shaman archetype and shamanism needs to be highly respected. It's not putting beads in your hair and jumping around the fire. It's not painting some mud on yourself and thinking you're fantastic. This archetype can really learn things the hard way, and the more they fight any kind of lesson, the harder it comes through. Sometimes shamans can transmute energies with their bodies. So they can actually get physical pains and different things if they ignore their intuition and things come up for them. The shaman is very much about connecting with the land and your intuition, trusting your dreams, lucid dreams, and stepping into 4th and 5th D reality. The shaman has a little bit of the physicality in the 3D, but 4th and 5th D and more. It's potent. You can be an incredible healer or have incredible healings and initiations yourself with this card. And my greatest advice is to surrender and trust your intuition and work through it. Because if you don't, this archetype can kick your ass and you have a huge big dark night of the soul. So I know I say this with other cards a lot about trusting your intuition, but when this card comes up, I truly can't say enough that you really need to trust and take action upon your intuition. Otherwise, things get bumpy. Remember, it's got the picture of the snake on it. It's deeply connected with transmutation, the shedding of one skin and moving into another. It's shamanic, it's powerful, it's potent, it's earthy. Also, go to the elements for relief. If you're in initiation right now, if you're in a tough time, I just got another hacker. His name is Ricky Wales. So please, can somebody ban him, pretty please, with sugar on top? So that shaman, go earth, fire, wind, water, baths, walking barefoot, the beach, rivers, crystals. All those things are going to help you as you move through your lessons and working with this archetype. You have the seed upside down. You have that pearl of wisdom, and then ring upon ring upon ring upon ring upon ring of seeds. So, Kylie, this can be a time when, you can be almost overwhelmed with ideas. There's so many seeds, there's so many creative things that you want to do, so many creative things that you want to create, and you're like, where do I start? I'm almost going crazy. So the key to this card is just to pick a few seeds and grow them. I've even had people, this is a crystal, but you get an actual seed, something small, something big, and it represents what you're wanting to manifest and grow, and you put it on your altar and you look at each day, and as you see that seed, you acknowledging to yourself that I'm growing this, I'm manifesting this, I'm working upon it. If you try and plant 100 seeds, it's not going to work. Oh no, I got a third one. Ifredare, Ifasogo. Please, nobody take any messages or anything from these people. And if somebody could try banning them, that would be fantastic. There's two, Hayley, so be careful. Ricky Wales or Ifredare, Ifrasogo. So we've got the shaman. We've got that seed. Don't try and plant 100 seeds and grow them all at once because you don't have the energy for it. It's much better to have 1 or 2, maybe even 3 things on the go, and then you're going to have 3 healthy trees. Then you plant 3 more, and then you've got a grove, and then in 6 months' time you've got a forest. 12 months' time you've got a rainforest. You understand how I'm showing you that you just focus on a few seeds at a time. Now you've got that oneness. So it's that desire for connection. It's that being connected to all things, connected to spirit, connected to friends, connected to family, connected with your higher self. I really feel like with working with that shaman card, it's actually really very much connected with your trusting your intuition. That's going to come up massive for you. So you're going to have to really work with that energy and trusting your intuition. And if something really like, ooh, can I do that? Are you sure? Like it's an idea or a concept which is a little bit bigger and scarier than you normally would think, then I actually think that it's really important that you ask for some signs, go in deep, and make sure that you do what the intuition's saying, if that's what it's saying, and trust that it's the right thing. Don't let fears get in your way. So let's see. I've got probably time for one more. Just smudge these cards, and we'll just see. Did that resonate, Blossom? Okay. I'm glad. Really be careful with that shaman energy, Kylie. I've just some beautiful people get their ass kicked when they ignore their intuition with it. And whenever it comes in my field and it comes up in my card reading for myself, I tremble a little bit because I know, okay, and I go, all right, done deal. Show me what I got to do, because I ain't going through any trials or tribulations. I'm not into pain. I'm not into suffering. I'll do the work. And I just do it, you know? So I'm really excited for you, though. I think you're very much prepared for that next step, you know? Maria, you have the storm. The storm is change, sudden change. It can be turbulent and chaotic change, like out of nowhere. It doesn't necessarily have to be really negative and dark, but it is transformative. So you've got a really wonderful but little bit of work to be doing reading. So you have that creative, chaotic time with storm. Think of storm in a teacup. It can be literally life just goes boom and something descends into your field, a situation, you know, something happens out of the normal and you're just like, what the F? Where did that come from? You've got a really lovely card and a really hard work card. So we'll do the lovely one, which was the second one. So the creator is where you move into and you understand your power to co-create your reality. So this is where responsibility comes in. We need to be responsible and deeply responsible for where we show intention and energy. If you focus on the negatives and you verbalize the negatives and you go over and over and over, that you're pouring your creative energy into that. If you've got any victim mentalities, people have done this, 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 and this to me, you know, and that's not a bad thing. Everyone has been a victim at some stage. It's part of our self-esteem unit. But it is us whether or not we choose to continue to suffer in with victimizing ourselves and being the victim, or do we just become a victim? Not the victim, you know, this happened to us. You're choosing that word, it's a strong word, but you need to understand, and everyone listening, the potency of understanding how strong we are in this present time, in this present way with co-creating. And what we focus our intentions on, we create. And that is scary. And what did the lady say to me the other day? Our choices have babies. And that's true. And then those babies grow up and they have babies. And I love the way she said that, because that made me realize, you know, That's so true. We need to be really vigilant with what we focus on. You have an initiation card of apocalypsis. So this card is the unveiling of truth and the unveiling and the layers of deception and lies. Where are we lying to ourselves? Where are other people lying to us? Where are we giving our power away? Where are people taking power from us and we're allowing that to happen? Where is it's just utter transformation. It comes into your life like a forest fire and it stays there for as long as you need it, Maria. It's a challenge and a call to action. When this card comes in, I just go, fine, I'll do the work. And it is layer upon layer of a work as you release and let go of any perceptions, stories, hurts, everything that's holding you back. It's the veils of deception. But what I want you to hold on to, this card's full on. But just like any forest fire that goes through our life, it can go quite rapidly. And then before you know it, regeneration happens. Now, I was in the middle of New England last year in the 100-year drought and all the fires. And I would see the fires go through and I'd drive past. And within weeks, with no rain, there was still a little kindling of something. As soon as you had some rain, out popped some greenery. And I'm just like amazed at the strength of nature. Now, yes, I lived in a world that was brown for the entire year. There was just deadness everywhere. But after the fire, a little bit of, life was appearing. And I was sitting there just going, you got all that dead grass over there and just dirt. Just absolutely, there's not even dead grass in that paddock, this is dirt. And then you drive past where this fire was and there's signs of life. That is the energy of the card. And that's the hope that you hold on to, that after the fire's gone through, that change, all that work you've done of peeling away all the stuff, the reward is a whole new you and you feel rejuvenated and your life is amazing. Ricky has come back. So I don't understand how this can be happening where my hackers come back. It's quite, unique. Jason, yes, it is like the wildflowers, and where you just have that sudden life and you're like, where, how? So, Maria, good luck, my love. It's going to be a really transformative time. But remember that creator card. You have that in your field. Where you focus energy on, you will have creation and you will have power. So if you're in the middle of apocalypsis and you're like full of despair and I can't do this, well, then that's where the energy is going. I can't do this. If you go, well, that sucked, but I'm strong and I'm a boss and I'm going to do this, well, that's what you co-create. Where you send your energy, your thoughts and your focus is what you get. It's that simple and that freaking scary. Okay, everybody, I best get going. Thank you. One of the other ladies is on there. It's just bizarre. They just keep coming back, and it really creeps me out when they use biblical names, because I'm just like, why? And even Anthony Mark, you know, the Apostle Mark or whatever his name is out of the Bible. And then there's saints, and then there's such and such and such and such. And I'm just like, these people are creepy. Ricky Wales sounds like a porn star, so he's not biblical. But it's still weird, isn't it? Maria's gone, thank you, that's spot on. You are most welcome, Blossom. And I have had so much fun. The beautiful Jessica Brown will be back in this spot next Thursday as the beautiful warrior woman that she is. Maria's got, funny, I do art therapy. It's all the colours, it's all in the art. Would you be able to send her the picture? On my, if you go to my business page, Jess Beard-Inner Alchemist, I think I put the link in the description. If not, you'll have to go to my group and send me a personal message, or I don't know if it's got my Jess Beard. You can even send me a friend request, and I can do it via Messenger there. And I'll leave your 3 to the side. I don't mind doing that, Blossom. You will probably have a lot of integration and stuff if you can draw it. So that's a fantastic idea. And to work with it. The lady who created these cards is an amazing artist, and you know, her journey is quite potent as well. So, sending you all love. I hope to see you at the 3-day event that I've got this Saturday, Sunday, Monday. All the information is in the description. If you have any questions, find me at my business page, ask me some questions, I don't mind. And please, please just show yourself love and caring. If you need to take some time out, do it. If you need to throw a sickie, do it. If your boss says, why are you sick, say, the psychic lady told me last night to throw a sickie. Actually, maybe don't, but you understand. If you need to nourish yourself over the next few days, do it. It's really important at the moment. I think there's just a lot of, whether you call them light codes, ascension energies, or whatever's going on, it's more than just the moon. It's more than just Mercury retrograde. All I can tell you is I've had some really interesting stories coming my way, and just take it easy. I'm sending you all so much love. Bye.